Yeah, I think Amad Diallo's been a standout, not just today, but this season. And you talked about him not giving up even when he was at the byline. That comes with, that's the joy of being a young player, isn't it? You just don't give up. You lack this fear. You don't overthink things. You just play. That comes with being this sort of young player, doesn't it?
But what would make me really happy about him today is, again, I don't think he had a particularly good game. I think a lot of things didn't happen for him. He made some I won't say wrong, but not the correct choices in situations where he should have maybe crossed the ball. But he kept going. He kept going. He kept believing. So obviously he wins the penalty. But the winning goal is just, first of all, for me, it's a piece of art. But he's showing everybody in that team what needs to be done in order to get a result. So I was running. It's a lost cause in many ways, because we thought that Edison would come first, but he was making that run. And because he made that run, he created a very, I have to say, a very difficult chance for himself. But he got that success, and showing everybody else that if you do this, this can happen. So very, very well done by him.
But what does it tell you about the squad, Kit, that it is always the young players that seems to be the one that's holding the team together, that's propping them up? And then you look at some of the more senior players and you're thinking,
Well, I think the game's sort of very different now. Back in our eras, the senior players would get a grip of the younger ones and sort of lead the way. But that sort of thing doesn't really happen, I don't think, in changing rooms so much these days. Sometimes it can be the young ones just through endeavour and enthusiasm are showing the way a little bit, which is probably what's happening here now.
And what I love about today is that the manager made two big decisions before the Manchester derby, and he's ended up coming away with a win. Now, we don't know what's happened, but them two lads are not here today. And the team as a group, collectively, have come together and still got the win. So, listen, on time will tell, but I think that's a big moment for the manager.
So there's going to be a lot of question marks. What sort of shape are we going to look at the moment Ruben Amorim does decide on his strongest 11? What players is going to fit in? Where Amad Diallo obviously is going to be part of that starting 11. Who do you feel, based on what you've seen so far, is questionable?
He hasn't got a best 11 yet.
No.
And I think he knows, and I think everybody else knows, that his best 11 will not be of these players. A lot of players that won't be here in 12 months. He will bring slow. I mean, you can't do that.
What Amad Diallo say? You think you'll keep him?
Well, I think he's always been someone that you thought he was going to come good. I think in this system it really suits him. He plays in a little bit of a different role today because he plays one of the three going forward players, where he's played the wing back before, and you know, he's still in that process. The manager is still there while he's looking at the players and he's trying out players in different positions. Today he played him in that kind of like number 10, number 8 role, and I don't.
Do you like him there better?
No, I don't think you don't get maximum out of him here, because you want to utilize his pace. That means it's got to come from deeper positions. When you give it ball to him up there, then he's waiting for someone like a Mazraoui to come across or come up past him to do the overlap. And I don't think that's not his game. He should be the one come running. And we've seen that in the past couple of weeks when he's played, that he can actually do that. Yeah. Obviously need to add a little bit of defending to his, but I think he's got a future here, but there's a lot of other players who won't be here in 12 months. And I think Ruben Amorim is still trying to sort of suss out who those players are, who can I keep, who can I build on, and who is not going to be here in the future.
Aside from Amad, who do you feel has proven that you think will stay on to be?
I think Højlund he's a given. Højlund, you know, once they began to pass the ball to him, cross the ball, give him the opportunity to show that he is a number 9, while he stuck the ball in the back of the net, and that's what this team needs. They need a goal scorer. Again, we need to go back to what he said about not having a lot of training sessions. Once they get going with that, they don't have to do it in warm-up and just do it a little. But that's what they've been doing so far. So I think absolutely him. I really like the way Harry, and you played with Harry Maguire. People for some reason don't like him.
No,
it's when he plays, it's calm. You know, nothing big happens. It's just slow and smooth, and You know,
I mean, also I think middle of a three is perfect for Harry probably as well, isn't it?
I think it looks like it is.
I said, didn't we, before the show, like the best we've seen of Harry outside of a United shirt was in England. I think in both of them tournaments he was part of the player of best 11 of the tournament. So you see him today, like Peter says, in the middle of the three, he's so calm, and then in both boxes he's a threat.